Hello, I'm Richard Winters. Thanks for joining me again. If you follow along with these training tips, you know that I talk a lot about getting them to bend and be supple laterally. Arcing their body in a crescent moon is really important, and I've stressed that a bunch. But I want to talk about the flip side of that today as we get to guide our horse with a neck rein and get them straighter. Oftentimes I talk to you about what I am working on, and I've really been thinking about this recently. So let me contrast these two things and show you what I'm talking about. As we emphasize one thing, it doesn't mean that something else isn't important. And these little train track circles and getting my horse soft and supple, bending laterally, giving her face, this is really important. But I have found as I ride my horse around at speed, and you know as things get faster, sometimes communication breaks down, that when I go to turn her, what will happen is it's like the water in the bucket when you swing it around and the water's forced to the outside. If you're bending your horses too much in a turn at speed, you will bend them, but everything will swing out to the outside and they really won't guide with honesty and true and bring those shoulders where you want to take them. So I'm going to ride my horse around today and I'm going to keep my hands closer together and insist that my horse come off of my neck rein so I don't overbend my horse. So I will make some lines and right angle turns and more lines. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Even as I trot around here, I'm going to keep my hands closer together and I'm going to ask my horse to move over with more straightness. Come off of that neck rein. And I think that there was a while where I wasn't thinking about this too much. And so my horses were the water in the bucket, just swinging around, and I had their nose tipped on the arc I wanted to go on, but their feet weren't going. Her feet need to go. My good friend and mentor, Doug Williamson, used to talk to me about how important the neck rein was. And I didn't quite understand, but I'm beginning to understand now that yes, they've got to come off of that. And so I'm not even thinking that much about being super correct. I'm just thinking about, hey, when you feel this rein, you better go that way. And I will support that and help that with my outside leg and my right rein, my right leg. Better get that over. This is just a 2-year-old filly. She's really green, but she needs to understand that those shoulders can't swing to the outside. They need to come. Now let's lope her around a little bit. So as I come around this back side, there, I'm going to pick her up. And what I've been finding when I first start this, they'll blow out a lead behind. They'll drop their hind lead. But as I keep doing this consistently, they get more and more balanced. So again, it's keeping my hands together, insisting that my horse move off of that neck rein. Well, as she gets older and things speed up, we start working a cow, she's got to be guided like that. And I have found myself in predicaments where the cow goes that way and I go to pull my horse and everything just swings way out there. It's not too pretty. Get my hands together. They've got to come. They got to bring those shoulders around. So all of our training is a balancing act. If you get to focus on one thing and neglect other things, it'll start to bite you somewhere down the line. But you work on this, then you come back and work on that and make a well-rounded horse that, as what we do with our Western performance horses, they have to do a lot at speed. They can hold together when the speed is implemented. We can look pretty nice just going slow and walking and jogging around, doing whatever we want. But when the rubber meets the road and they get fast, what's going to happen there? So think about, they've got to come off that neck rein. They've got to follow that guide. Keep your hands closer together. Use your outside leg. See if your horses don't get to respecting that a little bit. I think you're going to like it. I'm liking it. I'm Richard Winters, and thanks for watching.